Hello everyone, here's Sophia Saad, and I'm gonna talk about the modernism movement in literature. In this video, I will talk about what is modernism, what were the factors that formed modernism, thinkers in this era, themes of modernism, characteristics of modernism, stream of consciousness, vice versa, interior monologue. Let's begin. What is modernism? Modernism is a literary and cultural international movement which flourished in the first 4 decades of the 20th century, especially after World War I. حركة المودرنزم، الحركة الحديثة، حركة الحداثة هي حركة أدبية وثقافية عالمية ازدهرت خلال الأول 4 عقود من القرن 20 خصيصا بعد الحرب العالمية الأولى. Modernism refers to a global movement in society and culture that from the early decades of the 20th century تقريبا نفس definition اللي فوق sought a new alignment with the experience and values of modern industrial life. Here a little bit or slightly different from the first one. Here's the modern industrial life. We all know after the World War I and II, we have the industrial revolution that changed every aspect in the world. So modernism reflects somehow the experience and the values of this modern industrial life. We can say it's kind of representing the chaotic picture of society. You know, after the war, when you think about people after war, the victim of war, you will think about a lot of bad things, a lot of dark things. So modernism came to reflect this picture, this image of society, their pessimism, their dark thoughts, their pain after war, after losing their beloved one and their lands, maybe their houses. So yeah, chaotic picture يعني يعكس صورة الفوضى في المجتمع. This movement, okay, the modernism movement, rebelled against 19th century academic and historicist traditions. يعني هذه الحركة قامت بعمل ثورة اتجاه كل شيء كان قبلها. As Mrs. Wolf wrote in her essay after the World War I, all human relations shifted. And she continued, when human relations change, there is at the same time a change in religion, conduct, politics, and literature. Just imagine someone who was a victim of war. He had a lot of traumas, a lot of fears, a lot of dark thoughts about life. This will for sure affect how he will interact with himself and how he will interact with people around him. So after World War I, human relations change. And when human relations change, everything linked to human being will change, like religion, conduct, politics, and literature. Modernism as a movement can be recognized not only in literature, but also in the sciences, philosophy, psychology, anthropology, painting, music, sculpture, architecture. حركة المودرنزم هذه مش موجودة بس بالليتراتشر، بس نقدر نلاقيها في العلوم، في الفلسفة، في علم النفس، في علم الإنسان، في الرسومات وفي الفن، وفي الموسيقى، في المنحوتات وفي النحت، وفي فن المعماري أو في فن الهندسة المعمارية. Modernism was a break with the past and the concurrent search for new forms of expression. After the war, a lot of things happened. There's a lot of turning points. People want to express themselves in new ways. What were the factors that formed modernism? إيش كانت الأسباب اللي خلت هذه الحركة أنها تظهر أو تنشأ؟ Among the factors that shaped modernism were the first one, the development of modern industrialism, and the rapid growth of cities. We all know about what happened after World War One and Two. We have this great industrial revolution. People want to move forward and forget about what happened in the war. So they worked hard and get this revolution, industrial revolution. So they start to invent a lot of things, a lot of products, and then they start to build new cities. And because of that, modernism, a cure, emerged, because there is something new. They are trying their best to move on. They want to change. The second one is the reactions to the horrors of World War One. We all know about World War One was the turning point in the world. It changed everything. People suffer from diseases and famine. Sometimes they died. Damages and distractions everywhere. An economic collapse. There's poverty. There's no quality of life. So you can imagine what a victim of war was. This movement came to reflect this reaction, to reflect what this victim of war feels. You can find pessimism, dark thoughts, pain, a lot of things because of the war. About the third one, modernism also rejected the certainty of Enlightenment thinking and rejected religious belief. They lost faith in God, government, and human goodness. As I said before, if you meet a victim of war, you will find him doubting everything. Maybe they lost their faith in God because, if there is God, why the war occurred? Why my beloved one got killed? And because of war, they maybe lost their faith in government because government is responsible for protection. So where are you? They maybe lost faith in human goodness because, in wars, everyone think about themselves. Everyone will be selfish. Everyone, they want to run away without thinking about others. A lot of savage and cruel things happen in the war. If you just forget about modernism, just imagine a victim of war and how they feel about this. Just reflect their feelings, their thoughts in modernism. Whenever I think about modernism or mention modernism movement, I have to mention some of the famous figures in modernism, thinkers of the time. These three gentlemen and more had their own fingerprint in modernism. Modernism got affected by their scientific submissions in their field. We all know about Charles Darwin and about the theory of evolution. Karl Marx, the communism, the capitalism, he put the fundamental and the basics of these concepts. And let's not forget about the star of the party, Sigmund Freud, human mind, the basic and fundamental structure. We will later talk about the consciousness or the stream of consciousness in literature. What's the main idea of modernism? Modernism was essentially based on a dystopian vision of human life and society and a belief in progress or moving forward. What's the meaning of dystopian? It's the opposite of utopian. Utopia is المدينة الفاضلة وديستوبيا العكس تماما منها. So modernism كان الأساس تبعها هو النظرة البائسة لحياة الإنسان والمجتمع زائد فكرة التقدم للأمام دون النظر إلى الخلف. They don't want to remember the war. They want to move forward. It's assumed that certain unlimited universal principles or truths, such as those formulated by religion or science, could be used to understand or explain reality.